From time to time, you'll wind up taking a portrait of somebody that has deep-set eye sockets, and it looks real shadowy in their eyes. Sometimes it's because of their facial features. Sometimes it's because how you lit the subject. It just gets shadowy in there. And there's two different ways to deal with this. And they're very separate. One is brightening the whites of the eyes, which I do to almost every single photo, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment. But first, I want to show you just a quick fix for deep-set eyes, dark shadows in the areas where you can fix it in like 10 or 15 seconds and the problem goes away. So let's go ahead and look. This is a shot of my buddy Matt. And it's kind of just dark in here. Like, look where his eyebrow is. It goes right into the shadows. Same thing here. I'm not painting. I'm just kind of pointing here. Let me get the move tool. So it's just kind of dark in here. And it's okay lit down here, but right in here. And his eyes are kind of dark too. Remember, this is the quick fix version. Duplicate the background layer is step one. Press Command-J on Mac or Control-J on PC. Duplicate the background layer. Now, since I want his eyes to be lighter or brighter, I'm going to change the blend mode from normal to screen. That's what we use to lighten things. So remember what I talked about earlier. Screen, if you forget what it does, it lightens. See the word above it? It lightens. Here we go. So now, yeah, there's a lot more light in his eyes there, but fortunately, he's overly bright now. So we're going to use the trick we learned earlier. We're going to Option-click on the layer mask icon, or on Windows, we will Alt-click on the layer mask icon. It adds a black mask. So the brighter version of Matt is hidden behind this mask. You're going to make sure if it's in black, you're going to paint in white. So set white as your foreground color. Just click a little arrow to make white your foreground color. And by the way, if you want to use a keyboard shortcut, if you press the letter D, it sets your colors back to their defaults, and then you can press the letter X to swap them. So make white your foreground, grab a brush, and you're just going to paint right over this area real quick. In there and in there. And what I did was I brightened his whole eye and the socket, the whole eye and the socket. Now you could say, well, now it looks like he was like sunbathing and he had sunglasses on, he's outside. It's generally too bright. So what you're going to do is go over here to the opacity and you're going to dial it down until it looks natural. Ooh, maybe somewhere in there. That's about 52%. And that kind of matches the surrounding light. But look at the difference now. How it just opened up the eye sockets, opened up his eyes without doing anything. So you would do this when you want a real quick one. You don't want to spend 5 minutes working on the eyes. You just want to spend 5 seconds. You would do this. I'm going to recap it for you to show when I say it's 5 seconds. It really pretty much is maybe 10. Here we go. Duplicate the layer. Switch to screen mode. Option-click to hide it. And paint over it. And lower the opacity. I went to 50-something%, somewhere around 50%. That's it. That's the whole technique. So it really is only a 10-second effect. And you only want to use it when you only have 10 seconds to retouch it. And this is what I talk about making smart decisions about your retouching. If the bride is walking down the aisle and it's a full-length shot and she's way back there, you don't want to spend 5 minutes going and retouching her eyes. If it's a close-up portrait of the bride, that's when you want to take your time. If it's a portrait, and again, a guy standing in a field, you want to make sure that his eyes are bright. Use the 10-second one. If he gets real close, that's when you're going to have to go into a little bit more depth. We're going to cover that in brightening the whites of the eyes.